What's going on, guys? I am on my way to get my new tire put on, and I am so stoked because I'm finally getting my rear brake pads put on. Haven't really even been able to use my rear brake pads pretty much since I got the white fairings put on. That's how bad they were, and I kind of just said screw it because I was completely done with messing with the bike. It took me forever to get the thing back on the road. I changed the front brakes, bought the back pads, and I actually was going to put them on. I had everything. I was going to go put them on, and it was the last thing I was going to do. I bled the brakes, changed the brake fluid in the front. The back was fine, so I didn't do that. But changed the pads, changed the fluid, obviously changed the fairings, and I wasn't able to ride for forever, as my older subscribers know. When I had a little hiatus where couldn't ride the bike because I couldn't put fairings on it. But I went to change the back pads, and it was right after I got everything on, so I was like, alright, I changed the back pads, I'm good to go, everything's good, everything's the way it needs to be. And I go to change the rear pads, put in the Allen key, and the Allen bolt that holds on the brake caliper to the rear wheel was kind of stripped out. So I immediately said, screw it, I'm not doing it. I've been messing around with this enough as is, and I'd been planning on going and getting the rear pads put on somewhere. And procrastination. I was going to use my tip money that I get every now and then. I had the tip money plenty of times, probably like 3 times, and I was stupid and spent it and went, oh, I'll get more tomorrow, it's cool. So basically, me being retarded and not wanting to fool with it, and I have been riding without a rear brake for forever, which isn't the best thing considering I've been using nothing but my front brake, which, as everyone who rides a motorcycle knows, you're not really supposed to do. But that's over with. My wife is off, or my wife is at work, I'm off, so I went ahead and dropped off the tire at the place with the rear pads, and then came back to the house to grab the bike. But I'll finally be able to use my rear brake pad. It's so nice. It's funny too, because you can tell that first of all, the rear pad is so bad, it's literally like I push the brake and it goes that's how bad the pads are in the back. There are no pads anymore. It's just the metal the pad sat on. That's how bad they are. And you can tell that I haven't been able to use my rear brake in forever, because there's actually some like light rust spots on the rotor. So obviously that'll be taken care of the second I put the pad on and I brake a couple times. That'll rip those rust spots off. But yeah, so it's gonna be nice to have rear pads again. Very, very nice. But welcome to the Friday edition of ZJ Motovlogs. It is so nice to be here, and it's such a nice day. It's supposed to rain, but hopefully it doesn't. They've been pushing it back and back and back, so I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed it doesn't rain at all. But I put up, I think it was the first video of season 2, and said anybody has any questions or topics they'd like to hear me talk about, please feel free to let me know, and I would be more than happy to talk about that. So I picked one of the topics. Somebody wanted me to talk about my best high school story or best high school memory. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, I'm only 23. It was only, what, 5 years ago? 5 years ago, yeah. I graduated in 2008. But for me, really, when I think of high school, the only thing that even comes into my head is baseball. I mean, that's literally all my high school was. You guys don't really know that much about me personally, which is something I'm going to try and tackle throughout this season. But I didn't do anything in high school. Like, I never went to a party, a house party, or anything like that in high school. I was the very straight and narrow kind of guy in high school. I, like I said, never drank, never smoked, anything, like nothing. I didn't take my first sip of alcohol till midway through my freshman year of college, which a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my God, how did you live? But I mean, really, I literally, when I was in high school, I lived and breathed baseball. That is the only thing that I did in high school. I mean, aside from like actual school, that's really all I did. I hated going to dances. I hated all that crap. Yeah, I mean, all I did was baseball. So that's like my main memory of high school, is just playing baseball for my high school. But I think the most memorable thing about high school was probably my senior year of high school. At the time, I had a paper route, which is the only way that I could make a decent amount of money. So I would work. I'd have to be there to sort my papers and bag my papers at midnight, and I would usually be done with that around 2:30 to 3 in the morning. I had a decently large route. I mean, I filled the entire passenger seat of my S10 and had a decent amount in the bed of the truck. So I probably had no less than 250 houses that I delivered to. So I would bag everything. I'd finish that up at about 3 and hop in the truck, and I would go to the neighborhood, and I would literally finish my paper route right at about 6:50 to 7 o'clock. I would go to 7-Eleven, get a couple 5-hour energy shots, and then I would go straight to school. I would go to school from 7:21, and I would get out at 2:30. But I would have to go straight to practice. Practice started at 3. So I'd go change, go to practice, and we wouldn't get out of practice until like between 6 and 7. And then after that, I'd go home and I'd have to do my homework. And if I wasn't in bed, if I wasn't laying down to go to sleep before 8, I wouldn't sleep. I literally, I would say averaged no more than 6 to 7 hours of sleep a week. Like, it was bad. And ironically enough, that was the year that I blew up baseball-wise. I was first team all Beach District outfield my sophomore, junior, and senior year. Or sophomore, junior, and senior year. Senior year, I was first team all Beach. I was first team all region. I was first team all state. I was first team all Tidewater region. I had the second most home runs in the entire state. I mean, I blew up. I mean, I hit 492 my senior year of high school with 8 home runs in 22 games. And I mean, and that's really what enabled me to go to college for free. I mean, I got a full ride to play baseball at a Division I college, and at the time I had already got a full ride offer from Virginia Military Institute, which is in where is it? Lexington, I think is where it is, in Virginia. It's a military institute, obviously, so it wasn't like my first amazing choice, but I did go on a visit there. I stayed there for 2 days in the barracks and everything, and as much as I didn't like it, I actually really enjoyed it. I was pretty dead set on going there, and I was excited about it. It was even in the paper. I had verbally agreed, verbally committed to Virginia Military Institute in the paper. Bayside center fielder commits to VMI, blah, 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 blah. And for whatever reason, my letter of intent just kind of dragged on. I kept saying, hey coach, can you send the letter of intent? I need to sign it so I can get all this stuff finished. Yeah, I'll sign it. I mean, it was during the middle of the season, so I mean, coaches during the season don't really talk to recruits much because you play 62 games a year, 58 games a year. I mean, it's busy. But it just got to the point where it's been like 2.5 months. He keeps saying, yeah, I'm going to get it out, I'm going to get it out, blah, blah, blah. And it just kind of like lingered on and just kept dragging his feet. So out of nowhere, the coach from Norfolk State University shows up at my door. Never seen me play, only heard my stats, and saw what everyone was saying about me and everything like that, and offered me a full ride on the spot, Division I school, down the street from me, and I would end up getting $8,000 in grant and financial aid money in a check every year, so for $4,500 every semester. So that was kind of a duh. And the best part was we played VMI the next 2 years, 3 times each year. So I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. Where's the paper? I'll grab a pen right now, I'll sign. And then it was done. So long story short, which is not so short now because I told you the whole damn story, but favorite high school memory, definitely baseball and just the season that I had. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, I had people showing up to my high school practices giving me like 4 pairs of free batting gloves to try them out. Like, I mean, I felt like a freaking superstar. It was an awesome feeling. I just really enjoyed it, and it kind of sucks looking back because I could have done so much more. Norfolk State didn't really turn out to be what I thought it was going to be. I kind of got screwed by the staff, and then I got hurt, and then it was just, I mean, I feel like if I would have went to VMI, things would have been a lot different. But you know what? There's no need to dwell in the past, and as of right now, I got a pretty dang good life. I enjoy my life. I have a great job, a beautiful, amazing, and supportive wife. There's nothing I can complain about. So, it is what it is. Things happen. They don't always go the way you always plan. But I think the biggest lesson for anyone to learn in a situation like that, or as well as myself, just don't ever take anything for granted. And when something happens you don't necessarily like, or that really just gets you down and makes you feel like everything was for nothing, pick yourself up and figure it out. I mean, if you would have told me 3 years ago, this is what I would have been doing. Like in 2010, if you would have said, you know, in 2013 you're going to be living in New Orleans, working in a hotel, not playing baseball anymore, not being affiliated with baseball at all anymore whatsoever, I'd probably tell you to piss off, and I would think you're an idiot, because that's not at all how I thought things were going to happen. But I mean, sometimes life throws you a curveball. It's just a matter on if you're going to swing through it, or if you're gonna wait for the break and smack that bitch. Nice baseball reference, huh? So yeah, guys, that's my favorite high school memory. I'm not sure who asked for it. I'm not sure at all. I just kind of, it was a while ago that I saw it. So yeah, that's my favorite high school memory. And I'm about to pull up to the tire place here in a few minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and end this part of the vlog, and I will see you guys back whenever I get the tire. I'm so excited. Alright guys, see you in a second. Bye. What is up, guys? I have a new tire on the bike, finally, and I have rear brakes. It's pretty awesome as well. Bitch, go. You're good. Oh my gosh. Women drivers. So yeah, the new tire is on. And I have to remember I have rear brakes now, so I can use them. because like I said before, I didn't have any rear brakes, so I just got on and went, hey, let me touch the brake. So yeah, the new tire is on, the saga is over. Now we can just get back to just riding and enjoying it. But yeah, it took forever. My wife's at work today, so I had to bring the tire to the place, then leave and come back with the bike. And then once that happens, I couldn't exactly leave and go back home because I didn't have a mode of transportation. It's not like I had the car with me. But yeah, so I ended up leaving, and I walked down through the neighborhood and went into a bagel shop, had lunch, and then I sat there for like 2 hours. So yeah, needless to say, it took long enough, but that's going to be the place I go every time. I had never even thought to look there because it's called like FX Motorsports and FX Motorsports Scooters. So I didn't think that I would be bringing my Super Sport there. But whenever I went to motorcyclesuperstore.com, it told me that that is one of their preferred tire installers. And then so I called like the 4 tire places that are like in the area on the little the map on Motorcycle Superstore, and this was by far the cheapest. To get the rear brake pads installed along with the tire, it only cost me $80 because I'm keeping the other rear, so they don't charge a disposal fee. So $80 flat for both, and all the other stores were going to charge me $75 just to mount the tire, and all they charged me was $56 to mount it, and then I guess like $20 to mount the brakes. So yeah, it was definitely glad I found that place. And I asked the guy what all they would do to my bike as far as service wise, and he was like, well, we'll do anything, because I need to get the forks resealed. And like I've told you guys before, the Honda dealership here, for one, it's like 15 minutes away, and the people there are complete assholes. It's the first Honda dealership of any kind I've ever gone to that I will never go back to. It's absolutely terrible. Everyone there is just an asshole, and it doesn't make sense because I'm giving you money, so why are you being an asshole to me? So yeah, I won't go back there unless I have to. So the next thing that's getting done to this bad boy is I'm going to be changing the fork seals. So the fork seals will get done as soon as I get the extra money to do it, because I got my right one over here is kind of bleeding a little bit. And I mean, if that's all they're charging for tires, I'm sure the price for all the other relatively normal maintenance will be about the same. Obviously I'll check regardless, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be my go-to place for everything. I'm kind of to the point where I don't feel like doing anything else myself. I think the only thing that I get that I'm going to get in the future that I will do myself will probably be the levers. The steel braided brake lines, they can have that. I'm not doing that. But the levers look relatively simple to do. But then again, I may just wait by the levers and the brake lines at the same time and just drop it off and say put them both on. So we'll see about that. What other maintenance? There's really no other maintenance that I really like need. Fork seals, I mean, my chain and sprocket are still good, but I mean, obviously whenever that happens, whenever I get the new chain and sprocket, I'm also going to be getting I'm also going to be taking the bike back to stock length So weird having a rear brake. Woo! So yeah, when I get the chain sprocket, I'm going to be getting a red chain, and I will be bringing it back to stock, just because the extension does nothing but limit the abilities of the bike. It limits the cornering abilities. It makes it sluggish through turns. It makes it harder to turn, and it actually, whenever you're turning, it actually makes the bike try and pull away from where you want to go. So if like I'm taking a hard left, I'm constantly like having to force it through the corner because it wants to pull right, and that's unnecessary. Like, the bike shouldn't do that. These are supposed to be incredibly agile bikes, so I would rather not have to fight my bike to make it turn. But that's just me. If you want to do that, that's cool. He wanted me to pop it up, but like I was just talking about, I have a swing arm extension on a 600. Makes no freaking sense. But yeah, guys, the tire is on, and I will be showing it to you now. So yeah, guys, hope you like that tire. The beautiful, beautiful color is thanks to the Mr. AK-47s. Thank you so much. Link is here and in the description. But I'm pretty sure if you are subscribed to my channel, you are subscribed to him, considering he gave me a shout out like as soon as I started. And everyone pretty much knows I'm pretty good friends with him. So yeah. But if you don't know him and you're new to the channel, please, by all means, go subscribe to the AK-47s. He is a lovely fellow, and tell him not to sell Jasmine. Even if you don't know what Jasmine is, tell him not to sell. He'll know what you mean. And obviously Jasmine's his freaking bike. What else would it be? But hope you guys enjoyed this moto vlog, and I am so excited. I have rear brake and tire. Hey, Sandy got an ass lift. That's what that is. Hey, we got a motorcycle. But anyways, guys, it was lovely talking to you. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you later. Peace.